Hi there, it's Veronica. It's Saturday afternoon, the 11th of June 2016, and I want to record a video log. I'm really nervous about this one, and I've been writing what I want to say for a couple of days now, and I've actually got some notes that will help me deliver the message I want to deliver, because this is an important one to me, and I don't want to say the wrong things, so I'm really nervous. But anyway, here goes. I wanted to talk about dating. When I say dating, I mean me dating. So it's really a minefield for me, a trans woman dating. When I say date or dating, I'm not really interested in dating loads of people. I really just want to meet one person. One person would be good. As the saying goes, you have to kiss a few frogs to find your prince or your princess. And that sort of leads rather seamlessly into whether I date men or women. Now, God, that means talking about sexuality. Up until now, it's really all been about my gender. Right? And of course, they're different, right? So most people who date are cisgender. Really, that means that's the majority of you out there. You're in the gender that you were born with and you're happy with it. You're cisgender. I'm transgender. That makes it really complicated for me, don't you think? It's not a question. But I actually would like some feedback on what I'm going to say in this video log. If you can leave me some comments on Facebook or on YouTube, that would be really good, because I don't know if I'm approaching this right. But anyway, I'll crack on. So back to this sexuality thing. Am I straight or am I gay? Do I date men, or do I like men, or do I date and like women? I have a decision to make, really, if I'm to start dating. And I'm sure some of my close family members are thinking right now, or friends even, oh Christ, does that mean Veronica's going to date a man? I'm not sure I'm quite ready for that. Well, I think sadly that's because you still view me as a man. And I probably have some way to go to prove to you that I'm not. But do I really have to prove anything to you? I actually don't think I do. I think you have some way to go to reach a true acceptance of who I am, and that is a woman. I'm sorry if that cuts a little bit, but it's sort of the way I feel. But all of that said, I actually don't know what my sexuality is, which makes it even more complicated when I date, or if I date. I think I'm probably pansexual. To me, that means, what does it mean? It means I'm attracted to people that are nice, regardless of their gender. So that sort of term fits okay with me at the moment. What do you think? Anyway, so in the past, and really for most of my life, I presented as a male and lived my life as a heterosexual male, the alpha male, really, I suppose. Clearly I'm different now. I actually think differently as well. I've got to turn my page over. There's been times in my life when I've been single, when I presented as me, where I have to be honest and say I've experimented a little bit with my sexuality. And here are my thoughts, really, on what that meant or means to me. And it's really from my perspective. It's not the same for everybody. You can't put every trans person into one bucket and they all fit. We're all different, but this is what it means to me. So I think, generally speaking, women find it much easier to accept me as a woman. I think women can generally see or have the ability to see what's in my heart and really not what's in my knickers. You know, they're much better at that. It makes them less shallow as individuals and far more appealing, I think, as a life partner. Men, generally, they're driven by high testosterone, certainly in the short term. There's nothing really much to say more about men. Let's not kid. When I say date, I'm talking about a relationship here. But let's not kid ourselves. It's really, really easy to have intimate encounters with whoever you want to. It's really easy. But they're not meaningful. They don't mean anything to me. They just serve as a short-term physical need. And they make me feel particularly shallow. And I'm past that point now. I don't need it anymore in my life. As I say, I've sort of been there, done it, and got the t-shirt. And that sort of life's not for me. I want somebody I can cuddle with, you know? Somebody I can spend the rest of my life with. That's much more difficult than having intimacy. So I put myself on a dating website as a woman, because I am one. And I had a crack at this last December and took myself off after 1 or 2 weeks because I felt really uncomfortable with it, didn't like it at all. And I sort of feel obliged, or have felt obliged, to say in my profile that I'm transgender. And I've come to the conclusion over the last couple of days that this is a mistake. I'm not trying to kid anybody. I'm not trying to fool anybody who I am. But saying that about myself without somebody knowing what's in my heart does me a disservice, I think. I'm not talking about meeting somebody and not telling them I'm transgender or pre-operational transgender, because that would be wrong. But I'm not going to advertise the fact that I am transgender. When we get talking and they get to know me more, I will introduce it. But by that time they will know what makes me tick, what's inside my heart, the sort of person I am. And I think that's the way I'm going to play it. I've already changed my profile already to take out any obvious links to the fact that I'm transgender. And the fact that I'm 5'10", and that's in my profile, it might be a giveaway, I don't know. Quite broad as well. Some people think, is she, isn't she? It's really not important, but one thing I know is people are attracted to my profile, the way I look, but I think they get put off by the words that are in it. And that's not me being arrogant, that's reality. So, men or women, what do I do? So, let me talk about dating women first, or dating the woman scenario. Really, I guess that means me approaching the lesbian community and declaring myself as gay, which I don't have a problem with. Why would I? I have dated one woman around the turn of the year from my first experience on a dating website, and she was and is a lovely lady, and we remain friends to this day. She actually came out to Spain with me and helped me through the recovery on my facial feminization surgery. So we're great friends. We're just not dating. There were other issues, other factors that deride that, but we're great friends. So it means declaring myself as a lesbian, which I'm cool with. I could, of course, potentially date a heterosexual woman, but it's unlikely, really unlikely, unless that woman knew me as my previous self and knows. I keep harping on back to what's in my heart, but I think women are much better at that, knowing the person. It's very, very unlikely. I can't imagine it, but I wouldn't say it was impossible. After all, there's many couples who stay together when one of them transitions, so it's not an impossibility. But I just don't think it would happen. So, what else have I got to say? What about bisexual women? No, I'm not convinced that would work, because I'm just a woman, right? So what's it going to be like dating somebody who you know is attracted to both genders? Does that, being bisexual, does that mean that you need satisfying by both genders, or does it mean that you once have had intimate encounters with both genders? I don't know. Who knows? So what about men? Men, it's a minefield, absolute minefield. It means approaching the heterosexual male community and declaring myself as straight, which I'm cool with too. I've no doubt that some men find me attractive. I know that. But they struggle more with the way I'm packaged. And I think it would be a non-starter, certainly pre-operational, to meet a straight man. Because there are plenty of men out there who like trans women. Shock, horror, you didn't know, did you? They do. But I think they're bi-curious as individuals. They just don't like to admit it to themselves. They call themselves straight, but they don't really mean it. I don't know. I can't ever imagine meeting a man I'd want to share my life with. But I don't know. Maybe I just haven't met the right man. I've actually dated one man who was able to see through my pre-transitional state. This was a long time ago. He made me feel wonderful. But there wasn't a physical connection, certainly for me, with him. But he made me feel super. very special. But maybe there's other men out there. I don't know. Don't know. It's really messy. And then, of course, there's the trans community, people like me. That's a real possibility, I think, dating somebody else in the trans community. I could really see that happening. But of course, a lot of trans people are as confused as I am and are on their own journeys of self-discovery, and they're not always as stable in their lives as I would like. So that gets complicated, but it's a real possibility. I haven't ruled it out, just haven't met anybody that would feel the same way about me, I think. But one thing I know for sure, whether I date men or women or transgender, I know that if that person has any hang-ups about me at all and has to keep me a secret in any way, then it's just not going to work. It just makes me feel really crap. And I'm not doing it. I live my life as me. The person you see here and the person you read about in my blogs, if you read my blogs. And anyone who wants me must accept me as me. Simple as. There's no exceptions. So my head's telling me, you know what, Veronica, you should probably wait until you're post-surgery. It'll be much easier then. But I'm not. I'm going to persevere with this dating thing and see where it takes me. Watch this space. This is, as always, just another memory. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.